What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the last preview for the next coming 2 weeks, just before the international break, and it's a big one. It's against Torino, so obviously it's a big game on purely based on it's a derby. Not so much like if you look at the last I don't know how many years. Not so much in terms of like opponents wise, not to jinx it, but that's what it is basically. But it is a big game for us. We need some sort of consistency. If you forget the Champions League in between, just in the league, we need some sort of consistency with getting wins together. And it's important to finish strong just before the international break, because post international break, it's Milan, it's Villa, and you need to be ready. And it's only good, I'm assuming, that you come back from that international break with a good feeling, coming back from that international break with a positive feeling, and that's the only way you can do that is by, leaving for the international break with a good feeling, and that's what you do by beating Torino tomorrow. Usually, I'm more confident playing Torino away from home than at home for some reason, but tomorrow you need to win. Torino they're not they're not a bad team this season. It's that they have weird lapses in concentrations in certain games where they play games they should be winning or not losing, and for some reason they end up losing or not winning that game. That's basically the story of their season so far. They have a good squad. I like the idea. I like that they have an identity from match day one, basically. Maybe at times a bit naive. That's why they're in this situation. Pick that Milan game, for example. I think that's the biggest. I know it's a while ago, but that's still kind of how they play. When they're in control of games, they don't know how to control games, basically. That's weird in terms of they're up a score, they're controlling the score of the game, and they're actually on pace of winning that game, controlling the game, but for some reason they lose control and they drop points. That's who they are. Tomorrow, we need to get at them from minute one. Otherwise it's gonna be a weird long night for us. We need to go out there, and it needs to be a strong start. I've not liked over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks of post international break. We had a lot of games where we start extremely slow. That's not good. Against Udinese, I thought we started well enough, and that's an issue. Tomorrow you need to start strong. Like, I need a statement win tomorrow before the international break. I don't want to go into the international break with a lot of question marks. We have some question marks, but I don't want to add more question marks going into the international break, because we don't have time to adjust them, because our players have been called up. Not all of them. We'll talk about that in a second. But in general, we need to start strong tomorrow, and that's what's going to win us the game, I believe. But let's talk about what Monte had to say in the presser, then go into the lineup, talk about the game a little bit, and then we'll wrap it up as always. He was asked, obviously, like, the game is a game. It's a derby. I get it. It's a derby. It's a big game. It's an important game, but for the situation we're in, it's more important than it being in there. Like, it could be Empoli at home. The importance of the game tomorrow doesn't change. We need consistency going into the international break, and for the people who do care about the standings at this moment in time of the season, the second week of November, basically, then it's important that you win, because Inter play Napoli, and everybody knows the story. It's very important that you win that game. We all get that. That being said, for me, the performance is more important tomorrow. Now, he talked about the game, because that's the questions he's getting asked. He said, the feeling ahead of the Derby della Mole is very good. There's a special match for us and for our fans. Tomorrow we'll do our best to play a good game. Derbies in general are beautiful matches to play. Here I felt exactly that, and as a result, we will try to give a great joy to our fans. That's good. Like, if you win that game, it feels a bit different, especially for the people living there. That's something we cannot experience, so we cannot really talk about that, if that makes any sense. Because the rivalry rivalry, excuse me, based on history, recent history, it's not even close. You know, it's like there is no between the two history wise in terms of winning stuff. The last couple of the last 30 years, forget about it. You know, there is no Torino versus Juve, but for the fans and the people living there, it's a massive game. You know, it's a massive game. So we cannot experience that. For me, tomorrow, it's a big game because we need consistency. You know, look at our form. You know, I think everybody watched that. It looks weird. You know, we haven't lost in this city. We only lost against Stuttgart, who, by the way, lost at home against Atalanta 2-0. But our form is it's we haven't lost, but if you look at our form, you're like, wow, confusing. You know, now it should be better considering the teams we play. You know, so that's what's at stake tomorrow. That's what at stake tomorrow. You know, if we don't win that game, nobody's gonna talk about, oh, we didn't win a derby. We're all gonna talk about we didn't win a game. We didn't win a game against a team we should be beating at home. That's what's on the line tomorrow. Building that consistency. Udinese was good. I thought Lille was disappointing result-wise and a bit of a performance-wise as well. And tomorrow, I need a good feeling again. The players need a good feeling. Everybody needs a good feeling, you know, because if you don't beat Torino tomorrow, the entire international break will be about, do we have a problem with consistency, and especially at home. And the media, if they pick up that story, are 100% in the right to talk about it, because at that point, yeah, we have a problem. We cannot win at home, and we cannot win against teams we should be beating consistently. So it becomes a problem I want to avoid talking about during the international break, because post-break, the teams we play are tough. The stretch of games we have are tough, and we need to be ready for them. And again, you can only prepare, in my opinion, by winning and leave with a good feeling. Leave the squad, the players leaving with a good feeling. That's the only way, in my opinion, we can have a very good run from, about 2 weeks until the Supercoppa, basically. You know, so that's at stake tomorrow, rather than it's a derby. It's a derby, but yeah, like, we just need to win. I just need to win. Let's move on to Locatelli, who, funnily enough, didn't get called up again by Spalletti. Fantastic news for us. As a Juve fan, I'm like, amazing. You know, no risks of like, you can still get injured in training, but you know, that the likelihood of getting injured in training compared to a national team game are less high. You know, so for that aspect, it's good. As a Juve fan, I'm like, yeah, fantastic. And actually, I could be selfish because they play Belgium, and I'm going to the stadium because I wanted to see some Juve players. And Locatelli is not being called up, so I could be selfish, and I could have been like, oh man, what a shame. I really wanted to see Locatelli live again, you know. But I'm not gonna see him, and I'm fine with that. For him, it must be feeling weird because he's playing very well, and players like Piselli are getting called up. Who, it's not a knock on him, but I've watched him play Piselli, and I don't see it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I don't see the hype at this moment in time. But credit to him, he got called up. But Locatelli, I don't know how he feels. He made that statement when he didn't get called up for the Euros, and it felt like a very emotional statement. It felt like a statement where he was extremely pissed and confused why he didn't call up. Why he didn't get called up for the Euros? Well, at this moment in time, he must be confused as hell as of why he's not being called up, you know. But for me as a fan, I'm fine with that. But Motta talked about that because he's playing at a high level, Locatelli. You know, I thought against Lille he was excellent, probably the best player on that pitch. There's a lot of consistency in his game. He still gets knocked, you know, by the fans. I think he had two bad games this season. Bad in terms of like a bit all over the place, you know, with good moments and bad moments, not disaster games. But other than that, he's been playing well. He's been asked to play extremely deep, and I saw people knocking him for not being progressive. Like, you need to understand the position he's playing. You need to understand the position he's asked to play, basically. You know, and the position he's asked to play, he's playing that at a very high level. So for me, I cannot say anything about that. I just need to applaud that and be happy about that. And that's what basically Motta is saying. He said if Locatelli is playing with such personality, all credit goes to him. He came from a difficult period this summer and reacted with positivity and the will to continue fighting. There may be difficult periods again, but if they come, I'm calm because he will be able to handle them as he has already done. Now he's playing well, and the whole team benefits from that. He is like breaking up play. He's excellent. Like that was my issue last season, where he had a 15-minute spell where you can play it basically against any midfielder and he was stopping him. And 50 minutes after that, he could have run over by a group of 15-year-olds kids playing. Like that's how we played last season, where it was like, wow. And 50 minutes later, it was like, woof, what the hell was that? This season, that's not the case. He's extremely consistent, like breaking up play and actually restarting it as well, like recycling the ball and actually playing it immediately and all those things. He's been excellent. And he says credit to him. Maybe, like obviously credit to him because, like I said, in the summer, his statement sounded very emotional when he didn't get called up. So he must be not depressed, but like he must have been feeling like very confused over time. But also credit to Motta because we haven't seen that ever since he joined, that consistency, and it's not a coincidence that now he becomes consistent. Oh, it's not because of Motta. Like also credit to Motta because for some reason he got him playing well. He got him ticking, and we need him. Obviously, we definitely need him because that's kind of the heartbeat of our team right now. You know, the way he plays, he's kind of the heartbeat of that team. We need him. And we not come like when he got benched against, was it Leipzig? It was Leipzig when Fagioli came into that team and McKennie. He was playing well then. He was playing well before that Leipzig game, and he still got benched. And I think all of us, especially me, was extremely confused. And then Fagioli started again against Cagliari, and after that, Fagioli was gone. Like I forgot Fagioli's on the team the last couple of weeks, basically. And Locatelli stepped in, and he's playing even better than before that Leipzig game. So credit to him. I don't know. Credit to Motta. Whatever it is, it's fantastic. And it's helping us. That's the only thing I care about. So credit to him, obviously. But yeah, man, he's playing at a high level, and we're gonna need him. So not being called up to Italy, sad for him, I guess, because I think he is extremely disappointed. But as a Juve fan, I'm gonna be selfish and I'm gonna be like, cool, fine, love it. You know, just stay at home. Good for us that he won't play with the national team, rest and training. Yeah, that like I agree. You know, I care about Juve, not the national team. You know, I'm gonna watch, fine, but if the national team don't win a game, I'm gonna sleep perfectly fine. You know, if Juve don't win a game, I'm pissed. I wake up pissed. If Italy don't win a game, I wake up like nothing happened, basically. So I'm gonna be selfish and good that Locatelli stays home, I guess. But yeah, let's move on. To another issue that needs to be addressed, obviously. And that's the output of our midfield. You know, we said shots from outside the box. Tomorrow they can be an extra weapon, but in general they can be in every game. Every team needs solutions like this, and so does ours. We got coal miners for this reason as well. So far, if somebody can make a compilation of his shots from outside of the box, they're abysmal. Like they're terrible. Other than that, I don't see Thuram doing that often. I don't see Locatelli doing that in that position. I need to see Colt Miners doing that. So that's why I put Colt Miners' picture on there. Because if this is our starting midfield, it's going to need to come from Colt Miners most of the time. I know Thuram has a decent enough shot to attempt them, but it's not as accurate as Colt Miners. So That's why the quote miners picture, because if we talk about it, it's gonna need to come from him. You know, we like Douglas Luiz is out. Something I want to talk about during the international break rather than now. But he's out. He's a potential player who can do that. McKennie's not known for doing that. Fagioli did that against Lecce. Other than that, you know, he has some shots here and there, but he doesn't take them often as well. It's going to need to come from quote miners, who, by the way, is still looking for his best position in this team. So maybe if he gets going, it all gets going. But you can talk about we need adding goals from midfield. There are not a lot of goals in that midfield tomorrow, you know. So you also need to be realistic. Right now, that's who we are. But obviously, it's an extra weapon, you know. If it's a close game and you have somebody who can, you know, take a shot from outside of the box and, you know, can break that game open. We had that in the past with Pogba, even Vidal, Pirlo, Marquinhos at times. Like, we had a midfield back then, obviously from a different caliber and level, who had that in there to take shots from outside of the box at the edge of the box, and just break open a game where we were sitting at and we were like, oh, it's gonna be a long night, and then out of the nothing, they came with a cracking shot, and it's 1-0, and the team needs to open up, and it's game over because we can play and we can do whatever we want, you know, because we had the quality. So we definitely need to add that. But right now, I think it's not as easy as just saying it, because we, like, attacking wise, we have a problem. You know, it's not good. It doesn't look good. You know, it looks confusing at times. So, and I think that plays in it. You know, I think it all plays in there, where if the attack is clicking, everybody gets more confident, and you start taking more shots, and possibly more accurate shots, rather than just what the hell we're seeing now. Because right now the shots are they're terrible. Cope shoots and the birds around the stadium are in trouble. Come on, Cope, give us a decent shot. Yeah, because he has the ability. That's maybe the frustrating part, or the calm part, where you're like, it will come good. Good that we forgot about Fagioli. Best to say forgotten, to be honest, low. Yeah, do I need to talk about Fagioli? Because people know what I think about Fagioli. I rate his potential, but I've seen people go overboard with Fagioli, and I've not seen enough. It's very inconsistent. He has a potential. That's cool. But there's no consistency in that game. You know, in his game, there's no consistency. Like, he has Leipzig type of games or Cagliari type of games where it's like, wow, or, huh? You know, so he's going to need to find a balance. But right now, he lost his spot. That's it. And actually, I don't care if anyone loses his spot. The best guy plays. So I just want to win. If we win with Locatelli out there, Thuram and Cope Miners, then fine, you know, bad luck for the other ones, but it is what it is. So I don't have an issue with that as well. Now let's move on to the predicted lineup. And I was gonna say, because you read the lineup from back to front, and for some reason the Lille graphic is up, which is weird because I saved it as a Torino one. Oh, I didn't upload it. My bad, people. I messed up. I saw the lineup and I was like, oh, Perin starts. I'm fine with that. I'm like, Savona, Cambiaso. I'm like, oh my God, what I wanted. The same theme, we go again. And then I saw Timothy Weah start. And I'm like, Mota, you know, he's not going to stick with the same 11. I know Cabal started against Lille and not Savona. But with that backline, repeat myself, that's a backline. Right now, I trust more. I feel more at ease. And we can concede 3 tomorrow. And everything I said, you know, you can throw it at the bin. But right now, at this moment in time, that backline, I trust more. It looks more calm. It looks more composed. It looks more complete, basically, rather than with a Danilo in there or a Cabal in there. That's just my opinion. That midfield, it's been working. You start them again, you know, and you build something. With the Timothy Weah one and the Conceição one, I'm a bit confused. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe he's thinking about, I need something off the bench. But with Timothy Weah, somebody, you know, and if you have the answer, you can DM me. What type of player is Timothy Weah? I'm not sure what he's good at. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what Timothy Weah is good at right now. It's very confusing. Every time I watch him play, I'm like, I'm not sure what to do with it. Is it bad? Is it horrible? Is it good? You know, I have no idea what to do with Timothy Weah performance. Like, if he doesn't score, I'm not really sure because he has a lot of speed, but he doesn't use that speed. Not how he should be using it, in my opinion, in certain games. So I'm not sure what to think about Timothy Weah. I'd rather start Conceição, but that's a decision Mota makes. So we need to go with it, and hopefully he will deliver a strong performance. That's the only thing I can say right now. Could we see someone else in the place of Thuram and Weah? We could. It's a predicted lineup. Maybe Conceição starts, and maybe McKennie comes back into the team. I hope not. I hope he sticks as much as possible with a fixed 11. Because we need something. We need some sort of consistency in that team. But the Timothy Weah one is very realistic. That Timothy Weah starts. So let's see. Either way, if it's Cabal coming back to the team, or Conceição starting, or McKennie starting, whatever, you need to beat Torino at home. We need the 3 points. And that's the only thing that matters tomorrow. So my prediction is... Again, I went back and forward with it because I don't want to be too optimistic, or I want to be optimistic, but I don't believe the score I initially had in my mind. I initially had 3-1 in my mind, but I think that's way too much. So I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0, and I'm fine. If the performance is good, I'm fine. Like, actually, 3 points is 3 points, obviously, but I need a good performance that I know... Coming back from that break, we left with something good, something we can build on, some confidence. Even if the players have been away, they come back and they're like, you remember the last game? That's it. That's the mindset. That's the spirit. Now we play Milan, Villa, and we move, basically. That's what I need. So I need some sort of performance, but that's my prediction. 1-0. Hopefully, we win. Hopefully, I can come on tomorrow, be excited that we won a game, and go into the international break with a good feeling. Be calm about it, be chill, be relaxed, and have a good 2 weeks of breaks, So that's my prediction. Let me know your prediction in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow for my match reaction, and the next live show will be on Monday because I'm out this Sunday. So why do you pronounce Conceição like that? We finally got rid of Ealing, so you don't say Junior, and now this... What did I say about Conceição? Why do you pronounce Conceição like that? We finally got rid of Ealing, so you don't say Junior, now this. What did I say about Conceição? I'm not sure. Do you want me to say it in the Portuguese way? I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not saying koopmijners. I can pronounce it Dutch, koopmijners. And everybody's going to hate it on the show when I say koopmijners. Because that's how you pronounce koopmijners. But it sounds weird on an English speaking Juve channel. I'm not sure how. Do you want me to pronounce Conceição in the Portuguese way? I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna butcher it even worse. So I'm not sure what you're trying to say. And Ealing Junior was his name, so I was correct. Like, his name is Junior. So I was actually... Has he been playing? Now you bring up Junior. Because I'm not watching Bologna this season because, I have better things to do. But that was my prediction. So, again, hopefully we win. Hopefully we get that result over the line. And can have a very calm break. Otherwise, it's going to be a very weird break where we are going to talk about what the media is being put out there. And maybe... we need to agree with the media for once, where they're right about certain things that need to click and not clicking. It sounds like you say 2-0 at the end. Conceição. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Conceição. I never said that. Conceição. Whatever. I mean, if you have a problem, you can talk about that in the Discord group. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you did there. Actually got me confused. But hopefully he starts because I'd rather see him than Timothy Weah. That's what I was trying to say. Because like Alex said, Weah isn't good enough. We need to be honest. Yeah, I've been honest about that. I don't see what he's good at. So I'm not sure. Like, moving forward, I'm like, I don't know what you are. Like, I don't know what you can... Even if you... For example, Chico. I'm going to call him Chico right now. Otherwise, Hanin is going to go mad. I saw a lot of criticism against Leo because he was taking on players in the first half, especially, and not beating them. I know, like I've said it a couple of weeks ago, where it's like I'm okay with those type of players because I know who they are. They're gonna do it over and over again. At one point, they're gonna beat their man, and that's what's happened in the second half. You know, that's the players who they are. That's the type of players they are. Excuse me. They need some confidence, and that confidence is beating their opponent the first time, and then they lose. You know, so I'm fine with that. With Timothy, we are. I'm not sure what he is. You know, I'm not. He has a lot of speed, and it feels like he's scared of using that speed, or he's not sure how to use that speed. You know, he runs, and at a certain point, it feels like I'm watching Cuadrado. He stops, plays it back, doesn't beat his man, doesn't do enough overlaps, in my opinion. What he's good at is cutting inside, you know, across the field, which he's good at, fine. But 1v1, it's not enough for me. It's just not enough. That's just my opinion, you know. But let's see. You know, if he starts, hope he does well because I want to win. So hopefully he does well. But yeah, that's it. That's my prediction. Again, hopefully we win that game and we have a very calm 2 weeks of international break before a massive storm is around the corner when we're back. So yeah, that's it, people. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys